Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night, which means it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We're also live across the world on hcr923fm.com/listen and via TuneIn. If you want to contact the show, do so via social media, Facebook or twitter.com/ttgw radio. We have email, radio@widneswild.co.uk. We have the phone 01928 835 291 and text 07716 672 874. Start your message with TTGW or messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're all ready because it's time to go wild. A very warm welcome, everyone. It's the Time to Go Wild radio show. We're back after another week. Who would believe it? It's another Monday. But yes, live and direct from HCR Towers for another hour of all the news, views, information of ice hockey across Halton, the Northwest and the rest of the UK. And we have another new member of the Time to Go Wild team with us this evening. A very, very sleepy and weary, travel fatigued Steve Burns. Good evening, Steve.
Evening, mate.
So you've been on your travels over the summer. Just give us a quick rundown to let people know why you're so wanting to go and curl up under the duvet.
Yeah, just summer holidays to Calgary for 2 weeks.
Ooh, plenty to see, plenty to talk about?
Oh, lots. Horseback riding in the Rocky Mountains. Olympic Park, bobsleigh.
Oof. Oh, were you actually in the bobsleigh?
Yes.
I remember seeing a photograph of that. I'm thinking, really? And you'll have to tell us a little more in a little while. But I think first, I'm going to hit this for a very good reason. I'm getting all your hopes up, actually, because right at the top of the show, and unless it's sort of a really, really major thing, I don't usually do an announcement right at the top of the show, because this is the recap of the announcements from midweek. Yeah, you can put my Dr. Evil voice on if I wanted, but there we go. 3 names were announced, of course, in the week. Returning to your YKK Widnes Wild for yet another season to keep you all happy. And number 12, a Jeff Wiggly Wigglesworth. And of course the family will be along as well. And number 40, one of the half of the children, Tom Ratcliffe. And if you get one, you've got to have the other. Number 84, TJ himself, Tom Jackson. Welcome back to all 3 of you for another season. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them back on the ice.
Definitely. Hopefully staying on the ice and not in the penalty box.
Well, I mean, TJ, year on year with the Wild and Ratty, I mean, they've come on leaps and bounds. I remember I was actually looking back at some Season 1 videos the other day while I was putting some bits and bobs together and seeing, little TJ. He's not so little now.
No, he's starting to fill out. I'm not saying he needs to go on a diet or anything, but you know. It's not
a diet, it's the shoulders. It's just like this monsters comes across the Pennines now.
Well, I think he's got to have something to support his flow.
Yeah. No, the hair's gone.
Oh, is that gone now?
Oh, it all got cut off at the end of season 2.
I missed that.
Yes. Oh, yes. Both him and Ratty. Mr. Ratcliffe's man bun had gone as well. He'd gone respectable. I know. We'll have to see if Bez has gone. Bez, if you're out there and you're able to let us know, has the man bun gone? Please let us know. Answers on a postcard. So, for starters, that's 3 back, but we do have 2 more announcements coming a little later on in the show. But we've got lots to cover this evening. We have some news articles coming through from the EIHA. We have our fixtures rundown because it's very much getting into pre-season. Of course, you've got our usual website reminders. But because it's pre-season and a few people have already started their hockey, we've got a bit of this. Yes, it's pre-season, but hockey has started in places across the Elite Ice Hockey League and the NIHL North. So, with the Elite Ice Hockey League, they've started their pre-season on Saturday. We had Cardiff Devils 3, HK Poprad 2, Glasgow Clan 0, Fishtown Penguins 3, Nottingham Panthers 7, Dresdner Eislone. Sorry, I'm going to try that one again. Yes, Eislone. Apologies if I got it wrong. 5. So that was Nottingham 7, Dresdner 5, and Sheffield Steelers 0, Timrah IK 2. Moving on to Sunday in Elite League pre-season, the Cardiff Devils 4, HK Poprad 5, Glasgow Clan 1, Dresdner Eislone, or Lowen, if I pronounced it right, 5. So that was Glasgow 1, Dresdner 5. Nottingham Panthers 2, Fishtown Penguins 1, Sheffield Steelers 1, Timrah IK 4. And we actually had some NIHL North pre-season action down the road in Deeside, with the Dragons taking on the Sutton Sting. Of course, Sutton Sting were promoted last year back to the Morley League, and Dragons 1 and Dragons 2 have now amalgamated and are now in the together as one team in Laidler. It was Dragons 2, Sutton Sting 5. So that's the start, your pre-season results, and we will be bringing you more and more results, of course, in our weekly roundup here on Time to Go Wild Radio every week, so stay tuned for more of that. So, pre-season has begun, it's all underway. Plenty of fixtures coming up in the coming weeks. And I think we've still got some rec to play, haven't we, coming up? We've got a little treat for people.
Yeah, we certainly do.
There's been lots of rec going on over the summer, which you were taking part in a lot for different teams, if I recall.
Yeah, a little guest appearance for the Riverside Raiders.
And of course, between the nets for the Huskies.
Yep.
How's things been going over the this rec season for you?
I would say pretty decent. Obviously some ups and downs. The away fixtures always seem to be that little bit more difficult. Just generally getting bodies to turn up.
I can understand that. It's you can see it when the visitors come to Widnes. It's like always a bit more of a hard team. But I mean, this is, and I'm not putting it down on it, it's rec hockey. I mean, you guys, it's when you can, and it's still a big commitment.
It is. I mean, like, as we're always told, family work is first, and when that's done and dusted for yourself, then rec hockey is sort of your first place after that.
I mean, one big thing we had, of course, over the summer, we mentioned it the other week, was the rec tournament over 2 days. I mean, that is a big commitment, even at be it elite league level, when you have a back-to-back league games, and then when you come down further through the leagues, it's still a big commitment. But for rec guys to do basically how many teams was it, like 10 teams or something over the weekend?
I think there was about around 9 or 10 teams, and it was from 10 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock at night on both days.
That is a big commitment all around, and everyone really got into the spirit of it, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I mean there's a few goalies being swapped around to different teams.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? One of the goalies was from Coventry.
Coventry stepped in for the Elks.
Mm-hmm. Double winner.
Yes,
you got ice time for both teams.
Myself and another Husky goalie, Joel. He stepped up to the Phantoms, I think it was, and I stepped in for the Raiders. Yeah,
and I mean, experience is experience, and I think
certainly was. Playing
for the Raiders is, I think, valuable experience, was it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you always want to test yourself against better players. It's just nice that if you had a little bit more ability yourself to start with.
I'm not just saying this because you were here, but even just watching on the day, and filming. And guys from the rec teams, if you are watching, we are sorting out the footage. It is available on discs. We've just got to sort out how to get it to the teams. But there were times where there was like, oh, is that really Steve Burns pulling off that save? There was you pulled off some storming saves. The goalies, I think, had an absolute storming weekend. I mean, everyone blew hot and cold, but it's a lot to concentrate on, though. I mean, even though they were 25-minute games.
Yeah, it was 25, 30-minute. But with that as well, it was a running clock. So it's not as if you can, take your mask off, turn around, have a drink. Well, there's a break in play because there is none.
Yeah. No sooner do you stop the puck than you've got to bat it over, particularly if it's a very tight game. Yeah. And it was play to that buzzer.
Yeah. Or I would say if it is a very tight game, as we noticed a couple of teams did. Start having a couple of little conversations with the referees towards the end of the, towards the last 5 minutes or so when there's only one goal in it. But that's experience and
a little bit of gamesmanship.
Yeah.
So you've been playing for the Huskies now for how long?
Since formation in 2016, the end of 2016.
Yeah, I mean it's a big commitment, and of course, at the time you were the babies.
Yes, we were the sort of advanced basics, as they were called, which is sort of now taken by the Elks.
I know. I've seen a picture the other day. I think they were at one of the pre-season games. Elks on tour yet again. So I mean, they just seem to get absolutely everywhere.
They do.
So we'll take a little breather, have a little bit of music, and then we're going to come back with, of course, very, very important news. And we're going to play a bit of musical lottery, because I've got 4 songs lined up, and all Steve's got to do is pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. What would you want?
Let's go for number 4.
Number 4. Oh, you're going to like it. We get the mouse in the right place. How about a little bit of Twisted Sister?
Oh, yes.
Quality hockey music.
Yes.
I want to rock. That music's crept back in again. 17 minutes past the hour. Just coming to 18 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock on Monday. And it's announcement time for a player to your YKK Widnes Wild. And if you've been watching all the social media, you'll know that the players are new to the team. Our first offering this evening is a young lad. Got experience playing in NIHL 2 South, England under 18s, and actually at NIHL 1 South. He's making his way up from down south to your YKK Widnes Wild. Former member of the Bracknell Hornets, the Bracknell Drones, and the Bracknell Bees. And his name is Daniel Fay. Welcome to the YKK Widnes Wild, Daniel. We will be trying to get a lot more information on him for next week, but if you want to check things out, his stats are available on Elite Prospects. We're not sure on his shirt number. However, if you're canny enough to check the YKK Widnes Wild website, there are 2 numbers on the own and loan grid that are available, which I'm suspecting our chairman and webmaster has put aside. That's of 18 and 91, which will be taken by one or other of them. So our second signing will be coming up a little later on in the show. But yeah, Steve, looking at Daniel's stats there, he's a young prospect.
Certainly looks it, yeah. He's obviously got some good experience down in Bracknell, and NHL 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean,
and the England setup.
Yes.
From the 16s to the 18s.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, international experience goes a long way. He's a defenceman, so which is why his goals and assists are quite low. But, of course, being a defenceman, you tend to take penalty minutes. And his international penalty minutes do actually speak, and even his Bracknell Hornets penalty minutes. It's more a case of that. What tends to happen with D-man, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest with you, for me, they're also not that high.
No, they're not. They're not actually for the number of games.
Games, yeah. I mean, 42 minutes in 20 games is
2 minutes a
good.
game.
Yeah,
just over 2 a game. But yeah, I mean, even last year at the Bracknell Drones, and it's good stats. He's a young prospect coming through the ranks, and my suspicion is it could be a university-related move. But whatever reason Daniel's coming up to Widnes, we do welcome you, and we look forward to catching up with you throughout the season. So
absolutely,
his shirts are available on the own and loan grid basically as of now-ish. We can't guarantee the number because that's not been released to us at this time, but we do have one more to come. Let's have a little bit of this. And a couple of news articles that have been coming through. First off, we've got a couple of signings to discuss from our other teams within NIHL 2. First one, Reece Howells has re-signed for Telford Tigers 2, so that's a face we're going to be seeing again up in Widnes. And Bradford have got 2 announcements that they've released this week. That of former Widnes Wild player Mark Higson and former player from most of the rec divisions, would you say?
Yep.
It is
Budgie,
a.k.a.
Ian Thurkett.
Ian Thurkettle, yes. Our very own Budgie's back. So, he's going to be getting stick whenever he comes to Widnes as usual, but he's used to it, isn't he?
He is. He's got thick enough skin. And
yeah, he's a cracking guy.
Yes. And he knows it's all in love.
Oh, it is, definitely. Mind you, then again, he's a goaltender. I'm not
said.
Picking on goaltenders here. I know plenty of goaltenders. Before anyone starts shouting at me, you're having a go at goaltenders. All goaltenders have a screw loose, and we all know that, and they know that, don't they, Steve?
It's more than one. It's most of them.
So that's a little bit of news from around the rinks for that side of things. We've also got a couple of other interesting items online. Of course, your YKK Widnes Wild were at the Halton Haven Hospice last week, and there's lots of photographs online, and we'll be hopefully putting some of them up on the Widnes Wild Instagram pages, but they're currently on Facebook, Twitter, and your Widnes Wild website. And the Wild in the community were also represented at Widnes Library and Halton Lee Library in the week. So yes, representatives from the club were there, and there's pictures available online.
I'm just hoping the fence stood up to Mikey's shots.
Yes, there's a couple of nice shots of Mikey shooting against one of the secret weapon goaltenders, it seems.
Yep.
And you honour this... damn, drat, didn't mean to say that on air, did I? So yes, Mikey's seems to get in a bit of shooting practice on one of those, but yes.
Some may say he needs it, but I certainly couldn't comment on that.
No, I don't think Mikey has trouble finding the net that often. He's one of our more prolific goal scorers, I think. So yes, it's all go very much for the Wild and the community, and of course we have Andy Winchley to thank for a lot of the involvements with Halton Haven Hospice as well, and there's more details about our revamped Wild in the community information on the Widnes Wild website, which we'll be discussing a little bit later on. Now, I've got some more news articles for later on. Now, in the meantime, there was something you mentioned to me about Canadian ice rinks over the summer, or at least in Calgary.
Yeah, I went over there for a couple of weeks for our summer holiday. Almost said vacation then. I'm going properly North American.
No, vacation is fine by me half the time.
So we went over there, and I thought take me skates with me player skates, go for a little public skate on some of the rinks, and there's none open that I could find.
Yeah.
Which was a bit disappointing.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah, they were basically shut for either maintenance, whether they were getting resurfaced. I think one or two were actually shut for roller hockey as well. They sort of melt the ice down, have the pad, and do roller on there. And if it wasn't that, then there was the summer hockey camps for the kids.
I see. They were on using the pads.
Yep, they were on for sort of virtually 24/7.
Mind you, you've heard me say it once. You've heard me say it countless times. Canadian children are born with blades on as they come out.
Yep.
You know, it's the done thing out there. You know, so where we have our rec stuff going on, they have all their kids stuff, and basically public skating's negated.
Non-existent.
Mind you, saying that, their rec hockey, their kids' tournaments and camps is probably the equivalent of public skating because there's that many going to them.
Yeah. I mean, also as well, they have a lot of the shinny and drop-in sessions where you just turn up. Generally, sort of in a lunch hour time. You go from work, nip in for an hour, have a game of hockey, and go back to work.
Well, why not? Why not? Indeed. I mean, I wish I could find the time to do that with working. Yeah, that definitely be part of my keep fit regime. It's one way to do it. So, other than sort of fritting off to Canada, is there anything else you've been up to over the summer and recovering from the Widnes Wild's playoff success? But
that and basically playing for the Huskies has been my main activities over the summer.
What would you say has been the highlight of the Huskies' year this year?
I would say the continued development, the improvement, and the drive and the will to keep getting better and keep learning. And you keep making mistakes to learn from. And
I like that comment. That I think actually for everyone is a very important one. You consider a mistake is still a good mistake because you can learn from it.
If you learn from it, it's a good mistake. If you keep repeating it, then it's not a good one.
I think you can take that two ways sometimes with a mistake, because sometimes you'll make the same mistake because you're trying to correct it and it's not quite going your way, but then it'll click. So as long as you're always making the effort to do better.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the one thing that we've always been put to us is effort, desire, and drive is the number one elements. Ability and skill, that's not secondary, but it's of less importance. And having a good time, and having fun, because it's rec hockey.
I mean, with all the rec teams, in the and you even, I've recounted this phrase, paraphrasing the chat I had with David Pyatt last year from the Sutton Sting, and it's a case of you play a game of hockey, you want to enjoy it, but you still want to go to work or go to college or whatever the following day, and that's the thing. Go and enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yes, there's taking it seriously, but you still have to put that element of enjoyment in and go to work the next day.
Yeah, if you're not enjoying rec hockey, you shouldn't be there. For me.
Well,
personally,
I take my hat off to all the guys who go to training at goodness knows what time in the evening. And I mean, I think Widnes were quite blessed. It's not like some places; it's like midnight.
Oh yeah, I've seen some sort of Facebook post on the goalie group saying need a goalie for tonight's session at such and such a rink at 11:15 to 12:45 on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it does. At least it proves that there's demand for the ice.
There is, definitely.
But it is a shame that in order to do your training, because of course people have got their daytime commitments and weekend commitments and public skating commitments to get the business, that things like this are pushed to such strange times. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest difference between ourselves and North America. Whereas they've got the hockey, the figure skating, and the hockey side of things is put before, sort of, what from my experience, before like the public sessions or any public skating.
I suppose it's the business models.
Yeah.
The way that their business comes in, that demand is a sort of inverse to a lot of the UK business models. So yes, it's all good. I mean, I've enjoyed watching the Huskies this year. It's been a pleasure to watch and help out, as it has been with all of the rec and the junior stuff, and seeing the little juniors tournament we had the other weekend, and the fact that I have to doff my cap. I mean, I blame Haribo on, and there are other sugary comestibles out there, but I think they're probably one of the worst ones for the ultimate sugar rush.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
The kids go out there and they're playing, and they were playing pretty much non-stop in that cross-ice tournament, and they're just going for it. Right. It's like, how many hours and they're going and going. It's like, I wish I could bottle some of their energy.
Yep. you just transfer it over.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have a little breather and then come back with some more articles, because we've got a few more newsy bits. We have a mantra that's not a mantra. It's a mantra of different sorts this week. You'll find out after Steve picks another number. 1, 2, or 3.
1.
Oh, I like this one. But other people, I think, we're in trouble. Of course, that music once again means it's time to announce a player joining your roster for the 2018-2019 YKK Widnes Wild NIHL Division 2 North Laidler ice hockey season. And as said earlier in the show, it's a new player. It's an import. And he got quite a bit of experience under his belt. Played a lot in the Czech leagues and a little bit in Slovakia. He's come through from the Czech under-20s. Played in Czech Division 2 and 3, Slovakia 2. He's a forward. And he's joining your YKK Widnes Wild. We can't say which shirt number, but it's either going to be 18 or 91. That's from what we can guess off the own and loan page. And his name is Michael Novak. Michal Novak. Michael Novak. Michael, welcome to the YKK Widnes Wild. So yes, the statistics there, Steve, look rather tasty in times.
Certainly do.
In where are we? 2008-9 season, 28 games, 30 points.
Yep.
Earlier in his younger days, 26 points in 30 games. Looks like he can take a few penalties when necessary as well. Looks like an interesting player to see.
Yeah, as he certainly looks though he gets stuck in. He's combative.
Definitely. So, we don't know too much about these players, but as we find out more, we will let you know. Excuse me. So there we go. That's most of your YKK Widnes Wild all announced. So there are currently, ladies and gentlemen, 6. That's it. That's all. 6 own and loan shirts left. And that's for the 2 new players. So if you want an own and loan shirt, send off your message to the Widnes Wild. Details are available on the Widnes Wild's website, widneswild.co.uk. Click on the own and loan portion under Fan Zone. Home shirts are £80. Away shirts are £80. Warm-up shirts are £60. And hopefully you'll get pulled out of the hat, because it seems the shirts have been going faster than a set of crackers through Jacob's Bakery. Oh, I can't believe just how quick the shirts have gone this year.
I've never seen it like this.
In a manner of speaking, all you wild ones out there have been cruel to us here at Time to Go Wild Radio because we've got nothing to plug soon. But yes, but a massive thank you to everybody, I think, absolutely everybody who has done an Own and Loan shirt this year. It's a fantastic support.
It is fantastic, and it's also a shame in some respects as well as people being sort of disappointed at not getting one.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they had to put a tweet out the other day to say we are so sorry that the demand's been so high that we can't let everyone have the shirt they wanted. It's been drawn out as best they can. I mean, the rules are there about were the first, direct family members and of the player, get the first choice. The last season sponsor, and then it's a random draw. And this year it's gone to a random draw when the others haven't wanted them.
Yep, I mean I've seen it sort of develop from year one virtually, and the way it's just built.
Yeah.
And it's been one of the things that's been nice about it is it's been a steady year on year build, and then this year has just surpassed, I think, anyone's expectations.
I mean, other clubs I've been and seen, they've got their sponsor grids, which was effectively an own and loan system. So it was a flat amount rather than doing the shirt auctions. Other teams do the shirt auctions, but throughout the season, there's been quite a few spots on it. But eventually, generally the first thing to go is the shirts. But I mean, last year we had really good own and loan, but this year, to be a couple of weeks shy of the start of the season, and the only shirts that are available are for the two guys that have just been announced.
I mean, I think the only sort of match for this level of interest with shirts and that is probably the Elite League clubs.
Yeah, I would agree. Their own and loans do go to a different level, but then again, the fan base. But then again, I must admit, our YKK Widnes Wild fan base is probably the best in D2 at least, if not D1 and D2, one of the best across them.
Oh, without doubt. I mean, I went up to Billingham. We played in the Cup. I think it was about 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd done a bit of a double header up there because the Widnes Vikings were playing up in Newcastle at the same day. So we done that, then dropped down into Billingham on the way back. And we were speaking to some of the Billingham fans there, and they were saying, you brought more from a D2 club than most D1s bring for regular away games.
I mean, Billingham have got a very, very good following, always have. And some of the message, I've just moved it, but they've always had very good following. Whitley, Billingham, the North East teams have had massive followings over the years and still do. I mean, when they came down, we had those cup games as well. They brought a big following. Like so Blackburn Hawks have had big followings. Because they were in the top flight once upon a long ago in the old British Hockey League days. Other teams have had dips and ebbs and flows in their fan bases and then picked up again. And I still am flabbergasted 5 years in how well Widnes does as effectively a D2 club, but we're now officially the third tier of British hockey.
Yep.
I raise my hat, as many of you often see me waving my hat around, but I also tip my hat to every one of you who comes along week in, week out.
Yeah, and also again, it's the same with the shirt, the own and loan sales. It's been a gradual, gradual build, and it's been a real interest for people. It's not been sort of a flash in the pan. Oh, let's have a look at this. Oh, actually, no, that's not for us. It's been once it's gripped people. You stay gripped.
Yeah,
to the sport.
Very much. I mean, people who you always speak to, regulars, and they say, "Oh, we brought a friend along, and they're coming back." And one of our sponsors, even, is the young lads involved with the juniors. They've been sponsoring the juniors, and now they're sponsoring the senior team. And it's a testament we've got. And again, the sponsorship across the team. We've got, I think it's CI Woodworkings, Ruxton Electricals, DMH Tyres, Betting Sites, Bonus, someone called Sprakes and Son.
Never heard of them.
Seriously, no, Sprakes and Son, but Sprakes and Son have been a part of the Widnes Wild family for a long time. And of course, our title sponsor, YKK.
Which is an amazing coup.
That is, I mean, YKK, you might think, who? YKK? The zip manufacturer, fastening zips. You know, where do you go when you don't find a YKK zip? You know, it's, there you go. I mean, of course, our new shirts are available in, Steve just checking zips on his jacket, and lo and behold, YKK. But our new strip's available, the white warm-up shirts this year. We've had green, we've had purple. We're now going back to a more traditional white. We've got our gold home shirts and the black away shirts, and they all look really, really nice.
Yep.
Right. Well, time is catching up with us. I need to do this. To just do a little bit of the What's On guide for things happening across the Widnes Wilds events and Planet Ice Widnes. Of course, we still have the Mega Skate going on at Planet Ice Widnes from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. depending upon the date. Just go along during the week, and that's part of your Mega Skate package. It's go on, pay once, stay the whole day, or stay however long you want. We also have a couple of fixtures, and our first fixture we've got to announce is on the 25th of this month, this coming Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it, Steve?
It is. It's the Halton Huskies against Coventry Spitfires down at Planet Ice in Coventry, and it's a 4:30 face-off.
So if anyone fancies a road trip, pop down to Coventry. Your Halton Huskies will be taking on the Coventry Spitfires. That's in Coventry. Just to reiterate, it's in Coventry. In the meantime, your September fixtures. So here we go. The first lot of fixtures for you. Sunday the 2nd of September. It all kicks off with pre-season at Planet Ice Widnes. Your YKK Widnes World take on the Sutton Sting. 5:30 face-off as usual. But there you go. Pre-season game. Playoff champions take on league champions in a pre-season friendly. Who knows how friendly that's going to be, but it's always hockey.
Things are friendly in hockey.
In the meantime, your season will start for your Widnes Wild on Sunday the 9th of September when they're at home against the Sheffield Senators. And then on the 22nd of September, that's a Saturday, they're away in Sheffield to the Sheffield Senators. Then home on the 23rd of September against the Bradford Bulldogs, again at 5:30 face-off. And your final game for September is away in Telford when your YKK Widnes Wild will be taking on the Telford Tigers. And the fixture face-off times will be confirmed closer to the date for the road games. In the meantime, don't forget we still have your Widnes Wild website information, which features, of course, the community section with all the new communities program details, your Learn to Play, sponsor information, Junior Academy, and if you check out the Fan Zone, it's got all the information on the Own and Loan grid, access to, of course, your highlights and podcasts. And for those of you who are YouTube users, a big plea from us, if you're clicking onto the podcasts via the actual Widnes Wild YouTube page, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We need to get our subscriber count up for a very important reason, to get our special domain. And also you can get all your ticket information, which of course we had our big pre-season event, which was to get out our season tickets, but they're still available. The season passes are £105 for adults and £60 for kids. That's effectively just shy of 3 games free if you go to all 16 games for an adult, and 4 free games for kids. And amongst the benefits, of course, is saving on your match night ticket, of course, discounts on wild merchandise, the ability to choose a seat for all your home games, discounted away travel, and discounted ticket for the options for the end of season awards. And we also have sponsor zone information for people who are interested in sponsorship opportunities for your YKK Widnes Wild. final bit is, of course, your coach travel. Just to let you know, the coach travel costs for non-season ticket holders will be £6. Season ticket holders will be £5, and a child with a paying adult will pay just £1. And of course, all details of your coach travel will be given out closer to the road games when the coaches are available. So, yes, lots of information on that. And a couple of other newsy items coming through, courtesy of the EIHA's website now. And the English National Programme and GB Women's Programmes had a get-together with some development training. So, yes, there's been a lot of improvements on that. Things going on there. They had a first camp the other weekend, and looks like a massive success. Ben Pitchley has also secured the help of GB International Kim Lane to work with the programme. So that looks like it was a really big success. We also have the in-house rules that have been published by the EIHA. So if you want to brush up on your rules, ready for the quiz. It's good, the quiz, isn't it? You like the quiz? The you make the call?
Love it.
It's testing. If you want to brush up on that, they've all been published and they're on through the EIHA website. And the GB Under-20s have a vacancy for an assistant coach. Also, a big well done to all the people who took part in the spin, spiral and jump competition at Planet Ice Widnes. Right, fade that down because I don't want to forget a very important item. I hope you're ready, Steve.
As I'll ever be.
Here we go. Oh, let's try that again. It helps if you hit the right fader. And in a change from our normal programming, we are not able to bring you Mike Miles' Monday Mantra, but instead we have, courtesy of our very own coach, Ollie Barron, Coach's Corner.
Hi Wild Ones, for the first edition of Coach's Corner. I hope you've all had a great summer and are ready to get to the Hive to cheer along the YKK Widnes Wild. Myself, Mark and Rich have had a busy summer trying to put together a team you all can be proud of. Our roster is looking good and the players are ready for the season ahead. We're into our third week of pre-season training and I've been impressed with what I've seen so far. I look forward to seeing you all on the 2nd of September versus Sutton Sting, a chance for the fans to see the team back in action, welcome the new guys and raise the playoff banner.
Join us again on Time to Go Wild Radio, and we hope to bring you more wise words, be it a Monday mantra, or a coach's corner, or even both. Till next week. Some nice wise words there from our player coach. Yes, the coaching team's looking good. The team's looking good. It's all building nicely. I'm starting to get the buzz up.
Yep, it is. It's looking. Things are coming together pretty good from what I've seen.
Now, one more plug for me to give, and it's one I want you all to get on the emails. Come on out there. You know you want to get involved. It's the favourite line or favourite lineup or both. And remember, the rule basically is they can't be all overseas players, but the players have got to have played in the British leagues, and it goes back across all of British hockey history. So you can pick your favourite players that you played alongside, players that you've played against, players from your favourite team, your home team, players from other teams, and just build your own squad. They've got to be. It's a 3 forwards, 2D, and a netminder for your line, and for your lineup, it's 4 lines of forwards, 4 lines of D, but you can have 3 goalies. And if there's any special reasons why you've picked those players, you can say why. I mean, we've had some really cracking ones. We had one person I remember sent in, and the line basically was like a Sheffield Steelers dream line with it was, the lineup basically would have had the goalie Ben Bounds sat there going, well, I'm not really doing much because they can't. The forwards are scoring, the D men are doing their job that well, they can't get to me. So, are there any particular players that you would like to pick just to sort of get everyone's minds working, Steve?
Well, for me, the one player that stands out getting me into hockey was Tony Melbourne.
Oh, former Wild player.
Yep. And just he just seemed nuts. It was great. on the ice, that is.
I thought you were going to talk about Chris Preston for a second there. If there was going to be a scrap, it was usually Chris in the middle of it. But yeah, I remember Tony from our first season, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was like, I'd like to do that. I never actually thought I'd get there.
Well, dreams do happen in different ways for all of us. So there's a good one. So anyone else?
Well, in net, it'd have to be Greg.
Ah, the big teddy bear himself, Greg Ruxton. Oh, yes. So there's a goalie and there's an outskater. One more outskater.
Ooh. It's a tough one, this, without thinking.
Yeah. Well,
I'd say, well, if I was going to go for D, Kieran.
Kieran Strangeway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
mainly due to the fact that I sat next to his nan for about a season in the.
His I do miss seeing his grandparents, and they still come from time to time. It's wonderful. And when we're over in Hull, they're there. It's good to catch up with them and with Kieran. And whatever you're doing, Kieran, drop us a message. Let us know how you're doing if you're listening in. I'd love to hear from you. And we hear about his brother Aidan over in the States as well. And it just keeps you all going, and they love their hockey.
Yes,
they do. That family love their hockey. It's a pleasure actually catching up with them. It's just so much. It shows how much fun we all have at Widnes, and we've got the big screen up, which means my life's busy for the next. Well, not so much this coming week, but the following week. I've got a very, very busy week, Pat, it seems, because I'm going to have to do the new intro video. I've just put my head on the chopping block with that one.
Yep.
So yeah, you're all going to be expecting a new intro video. I hope it lives up to expectations. But yes, it's going to be a fun-packed season, and there's some interesting games coming up throughout the year. Of course, the ones that people are going to be really itching for are the Altrincham and Deeside games.
Yep.
But as we said last week, I think there's going to be a few stings in the tail.
Mm. Well, I mean, you look through the fixtures. And you think, you sort of pick out, that'll be a good game. Oh, that's an interesting one. Mm. But you pretty much do it for all of them.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, you've got your Deeside and Altrincham ones as really standout ones for us as the location wise. But then you also go likes of Telford, and with a very good team.
Very, very good team, Telford.
And then you're like, well, that's going to be a good game because
they're gritty. And one team that's actually always, I'll say, at times I wouldn't say they're a stronger team, but they're very good skaters, is Coventry.
Mm.
I say this I've said this every year I've seen the Coventry and IHL Blaze. They're very, very good skaters. They've come short benched, and they just continually skate, and they're very, very good skaters.
Yes.
I'll give them their due. And, hats off to everyone who comes up and plays at this level. I mean, it's hard going.
Yeah. And also with Coventry, what I did notice about them, they do give the younger players a game and a chance.
Yes.
It's not just, this is our first two lines and that's all that plays, and the third line are just sort of there for just in case.
Yeah, throw them out occasionally.
Yeah, with 3-4 goals up, you can have 5 minutes this period.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, it's the one thing that, of course, with the junior programs you want to promote is the fact that the kids have got something to aspire to.
Yeah.
And when you see them with the players and the way the players react, it's fantastic. They're always behind the team. The kids bounce off the walls with the players, and I don't know. It's I think the way in which places like Hull, Widnes, Deeside, Blackburn as well, you rink clubs. The players and the fans can at least get a little closer to the interaction. And just seeing the smiles on players' faces and the players see the fans' reactions, it makes that difference to everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, you go. All the sports have a much more us and them, with a barrier between the players and the fans. You know, you rugby, football. There always tends to be that sort of separation, as if you can't actually get involved with them, or it appears to me anyway. But whereas with the ice hockey, it's much more involved, and everybody's involved, even in the running of the club and the voluntary side of things. Yeah.
Well, we're about out of time for another week. We're lovely having you here, Steve, and of course you're now a member of the rolling team that's going to be keeping me under control. But it's time to sign off for another week. I'll be back on Thursday night from 9 with my usual musical mayhem to tantalise, tease and torment your eardrums with Cole's Box of Delights here on HCR. I'm back next week with more from Time to Go Wild Radio. So, for this week, Steve, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And, of course, we'll be back next week with 2 more people. Till then, ta-ra!